All right, now to other news. As Nigeria has commenced the production of petrol for the first time in the last 28 years. The 650,000 barrels per day Dangote Refinery, located in Lagos, has concluded the test production of petroleum and will begin sale immediately. Now, this will bring much needed relief to Nigerians currently experiencing petrol scarcity in towns and cities across the country. It was gathered that all the parameters for certifying the suitability of any refining asset have been satisfactorily ticked by the superstructure owned by Africa's richest person, Aliko Dangote. The development is expected to save the country several billions of dollars in foreign exchange, as well as enhance the local availability of the critical fuel heavily used by businesses and homes. Now, in light of that very cheery development, oil and gas consultant Chuks Emeka joins us now to look at the implications and the fate of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and of course other local fuel distributors, and of course pricing. Good afternoon. It's great to have you on the program.
Thank you so much for having me on board.
All right, now let's start at the top. You know, fantastic news we're hearing. One of the statements that has been made that is circulating is one that says that the Dangote Refinery will eliminate fuel queues in Nigeria. How factual is this, according to your own expertise?
Yes, for me, I think it's a good news to have, it has been long awaited, getting to the point where finally Nigeria can actually produce petrol and PMS and then sell to its market. So it's something that is a thing of joy. And I also understand that Nigerians have passed through a lot in a couple of days in terms of getting fuel. In fact, while coming here, a lot of queues were everywhere. And I understand, and I know that has to do with independent marketers trying to watch the market and see what we come up. So most of them, we are holding, trying to wait to see what the price variations are going to look like. But I think the joy there is that Dangote and the NPC have come to a certain agreement that will allow a free flow of PMS across the country. I think that's a good news for now. Nigeria can actually say, beat their head, their hearts, and their hands in their chest and say, yes, we are producing petroleum distillates. I think that's a good news for us now.
Okay, so my question was, so do you think that now that Dangote will be churning out fuel in the next 48 hours, will it eliminate fuel queues in Nigeria?
It will eliminate queues in Nigeria. That's the truth.
Totally from everywhere?
Yeah, it will eliminate queues in Nigeria because now fuel will be available, more especially at the storage tanks, and also available at the filling stations, which is actually where the citizens interface with. So by Dangote bringing out the first batch of this the production capacity into the market, it will allay fears to the people buying it at the filling station, because I think most of the things that is happening now like I said earlier, it has to do with what the marketers did in the past. Now there is a new phase coming in. There's a new era. The new era now is that there is going to be enough fuel available to the Nigerians. So that is the first thing, the first war we have won, right, is that there's going to be availability of PMS. So the next thing we're going to talk about may likely be the price. But for now, there's availability. I think I'm going to see, because actually the date was supposed to be on the 4th. So we are looking at by tomorrow, I think there's going to be a balance.
Okay. Now, with NNPCL positioning itself as the sole distributor of the Dangote Refinery's PMS, how do you think it might impact competition and pricing in the downstream sector?
The pricing in the downstream sector, the NPC is announcing 855. That's what they're announcing at the moment. I think in the coming days, there's going to be a little bit adjustment. But for now, because they want to be able to do what we call price control, to make sure somebody is not buying here from an NPC and goes somewhere in the north and sells at 1,500 or 1,200. They want to be able to do what we call price control. maintain the stability for a while. Because if you understand, the agreement with NPC and Dangote is actually for a short while. They can't hold down Dangote from selling to other other marketers in the future. But for now, just because of the tension we are having, NPC saying we are going to buy from Dangote for now and sell to Nigerians so that we can be able to create that price control, manage it for a period of time until when these issues have been sorted out before any other person can begin to buy from outside. I think I understand that part. It makes a little bit more sense. Because Nigeria is a very complex place. And we also understand that NPC is also trying to avoid the issue of people moving these products out. Because if you just throw this thing up now, I'm going to sell to everybody. I can tell you with all honesty, 50% of those products will be going outside the country. So NPC is trying to manage the whole situation at the moment. And I know in the near future, they will allow free flow, the free market. Anybody goes by. That's why that contract stipulates a period of time. It's a short period of time. So I understand that. So.
Okay. Now, when we speak of NNPC coming into this arrangement, we know that a lot of the fuel scarcity at the moment is caused by the fact that NNPC is owing over $6 billion to suppliers of petroleum products from all around the world. So we're currently unable to import because of those debts. Now, my question is this not a red flag for Dangote? If they are now Dangote's sole buyer, are they not going to pass on this burden of debt to Dangote? What are the implications for the Dangote Refinery's balance sheet? Is it sustainable?
Well, the contract that NPC and Dangote signed, we are not aware of it. I am not aware of it. So it's something everybody is still very, very speculative there. So, but the only thing I understand is that Dangote and NPC have been able to come at peace between themselves, and they are finding their balance. They're able to solve the numerous challenges that is going to envelop the oil and gas sector. So I'm happy for that. This war has ended. The issue of, Dangote is not giving us crude, NPC is not giving us crude oil, blah, blah, blah. All those things have come to an end. Now, the two corporations are beginning to work together. So I think they're going to find the leveling ground, how each person benefits, because the NNPC cannot just benefit alone while Dangote is suffering. So I think within the fora of the contract, NNPC and Dangote will also find a better ground for themselves, because we also understand that Dangote is not only refining PMS. Dangote is refining AGO. It's also going to refine DPK. You're also going to refine other distillates. So I think the agreement doesn't stop Dangote from selling diesel to whoever. But for this particular deal was actually for PMS only. Dangote, as the information we got yesterday, Dangote already has started giving allocations for diesel to a lot of suppliers. So I think there's a balance. There's going to be a balance there. It doesn't stop them from keeping their balance sheets and all that. But everybody's going to find a leveling ground. Both Dangote and NNPC are going to find. I think NNPC's point is what I understand very well. They are trying to protect Nigerians from price variation. I understand the Nigerian people. And I also understand the market. Because these guys are very funny. They can just move these things to north and sell at whatever price they want to sell. The NPC is saying, this is the price we want to stay. That is what I like about this whole arrangement. Now, the availability of the product is what we Nigerians actually want. Everybody wants the product to be available. So I think this helps at the moment. It's going to help us at the moment. So that's it.
So how does this arrangement or situation align with Nigeria's goals for deregulating the petroleum sector?
What Nigerians?
How does this situation align with Nigeria's goals for deregulating the petroleum sector? Yes,
there's a regulation. There's a slight level of regulation in the petroleum sector. That is why NNPC still retains a certain control in their retail outlet. If you understand, NNPC bought ADAX and converted into Antan. But if you go to Antan today, I can tell you with all honesty, everybody there, our other staffs, nothing changed. So what I know is that there needs to be a level of regulation. There shall be a level of regulation. Yes, it's a free market now, there is the regulation, but in some certain areas, we still need to have regulation because the Nigerian economy has not really evolved fully into where everybody can just sell whatever they like. We don't got into that level, so it's a growing economy. So we have to put a certain level of control. Even if I was in Ghana some few weeks ago, they still control PMS. They still control the price of some of these products because they want to make sure that people don't just do anyhow in the market. I think that's something I am impressed with.
So does that mean that you advocate for some amendments to be made to the Petroleum Industry Act? Because the Petroleum Industry Act does call for deregulation. It speaks against price controlling. It speaks against, the regulation that you're referring to. It goes against the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021. So given the reality of things on the ground, do you think that maybe we need to take a look at that act again and make some amendments so that it can reflect the realities in the industry?
In the PIA, there is practical flow for deregulation. There is, what do you call it, there is the government, the act allows pure deregulation. Like I said earlier, the government still needs to put feet down on some certain things.
No, but I was listening to you, but unfortunately we've run out of time. But we'd like to thank you for your insight. Chuks, Emeka, oil and gas expert, thank you so much for joining us here on Newsday. We appreciate your time. Thank you.